climate change are irreversible. That's why we call it a crisis. And the UN's warning last year lays bare the dangers of this emergency. But these are dangers that we can only attempt to predict because Earth has never faced a disaster of this nature before. The future is volatile on an unprecedented scale, with famines and floods and droughts looming over us. So an urgent re-evaluation of our government's priorities is imperative, morally and fundamentally for everyone's sake. Because the only members of our parliament who seem to recognise this are those who back a Green New Deal for the UK and for Europe, and are those who will appear on September the 20th to join the first world global general strike for climate. Yes. And we need a revolutionary debate on our future. We need the Green New Deal for an opportunity for change and development of our climate policies. We need to end this disappointing set of instalments on the continuing disheartening saga of government and parliamentary inactivity. Because what governments all over the world need to realise is that we still have an opportunity to take action. Nothing is as important as tackling climate change, as tackling social injustice. So it is our government's duty to tackle the air pollution crisis, to tackle austerity, to rapidly switch to renewable energy and make our economy more sustainable. We need to take advantage of the EU, of our connected and global community, to create change in climate legislation around the world. The Green New Deal is the very definition of what we must and can achieve as a collective, working together to end the corporate climate tyranny that Boris Johnson and his comrades champion. The implementation of similar strategies across the globe by people united in the aim of saving our planet from ourselves currently stands as our only solution. Because there is strength in numbers. The youth strikes have been a testament to the power of international solidarity. And we will face our global environmental demise together, so we must fight it together. But the dynamic and unified efforts of my generation to effectively save our planet should not be torn apart by nationalism and fanatic patriotism and isolationism, because that would be an affront to all of us. We are going on strike on September the 20th because we are desperate to make the changes necessary for our survival. And the only way we can do that is by cooperating with our other countries, particularly European countries, our neighbours and our friends and our allies and our family, to legislate new and stricter regulations on the greatest polluters and contributors to global warming, and to end the rise of far-right hatred that mirrors eco-fascism. Leaving the EU will only exacerbate our climate problems, and Brexit is the distraction that climate deniers have longed for. And we cannot play into their hands. We cannot allow our government to play into their hands, because to do so would be to betray ourselves and to our planet and to every youth striker across the globe. The time for isolationism has passed. We need global collective action. We need the EU because we must follow the lead of younger generations. Because their unity, our unity, is a concrete affirmation of the only option we have left: international action.
Last week I stood up on a stage with Lord Debon, who's the chair of the Committee on Climate Change, and he said, "The Committee on Climate Change is not a political organisation and we're not allowed to be, but leaving the EU is going to make mitigating the climate emergency so much harder." So when you've got the foremost authority on climate breakdown in the United Kingdom asserting that leaving the European community is going to have devastating effects on our capabilities to mitigate the most devastating crisis that we've ever faced, it shows the gravity of the situation, and it shows that only with strong European solidarity, by ending harsh border regimes, by ending neoliberal economic systems that perpetuate the worst kind of politics in our society, is the only way that we're going to find a way through the planetary crisis that we're facing.